So this is the back portion of Rerun. Down there we have a generator that will power the entire farm in the event of a power outage. Here is a container where we keep all our hay. We get deliverers probably every 2 weeks. There is various mixed tin out all over the farm. It's all oak board in this portion. You can see there's the horse walker, and then we have some smaller turnout pens. These are usually for horses that have just started the transitional process from the track, or horses that are rehabbing, a lot of post-surgeries. And then over here we have our muck pit, and muck is hauled off every couple of weeks, and it usually goes to a local organic mushroom farm, and those are outside wash racks. We have an array of turnout. We have 19 different paddocks and pens on 21 acres. So these are the interior stalls. As you can see, they're all rubber matted. Each stall has 2 water buckets. Fresh hay. We hay 4 times a day, last time being at 11 o'clock at night. They have a feed bucket, salt. This is a stall on the window sides. Again, 2 buckets, salt licks, fresh hay, and rubber mats. This is the barn aisle, and that's looking down towards the attached 100 by 200 indoor arena. This is the laundry room with a washer and dryer. And then we have our medicine cabinets. We have 2 wash stalls with hot and cold running water. This is the barn aisle going towards the doors, and as you can see, we'll use bagged pine shavings. We use approximately 150 bags per week. This is our feed room. Feed is delivered every week, usually on a Tuesday. This week we got it a couple of days early because of the incoming storm. We feed Omeline 200, which is a sweet feed, and we also have senior for horses with metabolic issues or that are on store rest, and we feed directly from the cart. So this is like filled up every morning for feeding, and then by the evening it's empty and we refill it again in the morning. We do have temperature controlled heating in here. Mentioned earlier, we got our delivery very early this week because of the storm. We do feed alfalfa every night during night checks. We find this aids in digestion and assists the horses with their water intake. These are the last 2 bales for tonight, and we'll go to the feed store tomorrow afternoon to pick up more for Saturday night's feeding. This is one of the thoroughbreds coming in for morning exercise. He's getting a little restless, so we're bringing him in early. As soon as we spot that the horses are not settled or a little upset, they come directly in. As you can see, I ploughed during the storm. For most intents and purposes, it's pretty clear, but it was so deep trying to get the horses out to the paddocks. I actually had to plough over the top of the grass, which has left it looking a little messy. However, to get the horses out I felt this was the best option. We do try to maintain a regular schedule. Horses that go out every day, unless the weather is absolutely abysmal and likely to be dangerous, such as high winds, we try to keep them on the regular turnout schedule regardless. So as you can see, this is oak fencing, and this is a resident. This is Clean Cut Kid, and behind him in the next paddock is West Hills Giant, who at one point was aimed towards running in the Kentucky Derby. See, all horses have like a little whiteboard sticker, so everybody is on the same page about what they eat morning and night, and if any supplements are needed. So we are the proud owners of a full-size backhoe. It has four-wheel drive and a boom on the back. Perhaps the best donation ever. It's tremendously useful. I used to spend sometimes up to $5,000 on snow plowing and salting if we had a really bad winter. It usually cost about $300 or $400 just for someone to come and do one pass around the farm. And so now that I'm able to drive all the heavy machinery myself, I now plow, which leaves an additional $5,000 in the kitty for the horses. As you can see, these paddocks have 3-board vinyl, and there's fields for shelter. We actually cut the lower branches down so the horses could get under there if they wanted to. Only the very last one was not cut, and especially in the summer they do like to stand up there in the shade. So here we are at the front of the barn. There's the house upstairs. Downstairs is the office. Right here we have a studio apartment for a member of staff, and this is a donated truck for the farm. We use that solely for farm use, taking hay bales out, moving things around, clean up. So that was another very generous donation from a local businessman. The farm has electronic gates at the top. We have a wooden barn that has stalls inside of it, which can be used for quarantine, overflow, and above that can be used for hay storage if needed. This is the side of the attached indoor arena. It is actually 100 by 200, and right there we have our own 2-horse trailer. It is warm blood size, so it's got 7'6" head clearance, and it's extra wide, so that makes it ideal for particularly nervous horses. And so here we have another paddock. This is for 2 horses. I think you can see him right down there. And again, this is 3-board oak fencing. Frost-free hydrants are located throughout the property, and we have outside Rubbermaid tubs with floating water heaters, especially for those days when it never gets above freezing. Buckets are emptied every day and filled and then topped up again in the afternoon. We have hoses that come from the walls that will actually reach every single stall in the barn quite easily. We are very fortunate to have a fire detection system, and it is throughout the farm, including the housing. Fire extinguishers are throughout the buildings and the housing, and they are checked annually. And throughout the building, including the indoor arena and the housing, there are strobe lights. So in the event the alarm doesn't sound, you would still be able to see the lights flashing. And this is the office. Some houses, if they're solid citizens, get to have store guards. However, it's kind of a two-striking you out thing if they break out.